There are a couple of issues I want to get to here, including, James, today the Deputy Labor leader, Richard Marles, was out there on taxpayer television, among other things, following his leader with a little bit of slippery talk in and around China. Here's what he had to say.
Well, we get the diplomacy right is the most obvious answer to that question. I mean, this is the first. Well, this is the first government since Whitlam recognised the PRC in the early 1970s where there is not a relationship of substance between any single member of the Morrison government and a senior member of the Chinese government. You know, this is our largest trading partner.
And
is that
the Morrison government's fault or the fault of Xi Jinping?
Well, we have to take responsibility for our own relationships.
OK, just in case we know where Richard Marles is coming from, remember last year when he turned around and said, we won't let backbenchers decide our opinion when it comes to China? What do you think of what he just had to say there on Taxpayer TV, James?
Where to begin? Number one, he said we need to get the diplomacy right, but when asked, couldn't explain what that meant or what that would entail. Number two, he said they would run foreign policy like Alexander Downer did. Alexander Downer has been a full-throated supporter of the government's policy on China. Number three, David Speers didn't ask him, so we don't know which of the 14 demands made by the Chinese government the Labor Party would concede to if they were going to deliver a better relationship with China. Is it restrictions on foreign investment, scrutiny of foreign interference? Is it our digital sovereignty over our 5G? And finally, Richard Marles is literally the last person in the parliament the government will be taking advice from on foreign policy and the China relationship. This is the guy who in 2019 flew all the way to Beijing to deliver a speech where he said that Australia should have closer military relations with the Chinese Communist Party and with the People's Liberation Army, and who met with the head of the Ministry of State Security and did not once raise the case of the arbitrarily detained Australian citizen Dr Yang Henjung. So thanks very much for the advice, Richard, but we will not be taking it.
Yeah, we might file that in the in the trash of which it